Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SteelFlyers Presents The Hockey Writers Inc., starring Lance Green. Hey, buddy, how you doing, Lance?
Good. How are you?
Oh man, I'm doing. Ready to get going here, buddy. How you doing?
Great. Ready to get going. Excited.
Excited for sure. Off-season moves going on, all kinds of great things, and all kinds of fun stuff going on with the Philadelphia Flyers. Look, you guys really need to follow this guy, FlyersNittyGritty.com. He is the writer extraordinaire. Man, I can't tell you what a great pleasure it is to be here on the show with you, my man. Tell the folks how we can find you and where we can get you.
Definitely, guys. You can always follow me on Twitter at LNGBASSIST. The number's 39. Watch all of my podcasts on SteelFlyers and read all my articles on FlyersNittyGritty.com.
Yeah, man. Speaking of articles on FlyersNittyGritty.com, a recent article came out not too long ago here from the writer extraordinaire himself, Mr. Lance Green, and a potential signing for the Flyers could be
James
James
Hardie.
Hardie. Yeah. First of all, great article. Once again, man, another great piece, dude. Thanks for throwing that out there, man. That's a good one, man. Another really good article. So
Thanks.
why do you think what makes James Hardie something that is jumping off the page at you that makes you think that Chuck Fletcher should be making the call to this guy?
Yeah, I really don't know why he wasn't drafted. He's a undrafted free agent. He got passed through every round and not selected by any team. And I really don't know why, guys. This kid has size. He has strength.
I
He
know.
has goal scoring ability. I don't get it. A lot of the guys that were drafted by the Flyers were way undersized, 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", and he's taller than all them. He scored more goals than them. He played in a tougher league than most. If you look at OHL rankings for amount of goals scored by first year eligible players, you can
Yeah.
see in my article that names before him, he ranked sixth in that total. The
Yeah.
names before him were Jack Quinn,
Yep.
Marco Rossi, Jacob Perrella, uh, Cole Perfetti, and Tyson Forster, who we selected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's the top five in the league, guys. All those guys were drafted in the first round.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, every one of them.
Every single one of them was drafted in the first round.
Yeah, Jaka Perrell.
And right, and Hardy had 2 goals less than Tyson Forster, who we selected.
Right.
He had 34 goals. Forster had 36.
Yeah. I. T-
I don't get it. I really
yeah.
don't get it. He's not a behavior problem. He's never really had a major injury. I had scratching my head.
Do you
I
know
don't.
what? Do you know what? Could have this player been one of those players that, because of the fact that there was minimal tape on these players, okay, because of the leagues not being able to play due to the pandemics and the shutdowns and the whole 9 yards. A lot of the leagues didn't play, so there wasn't a lot of tape on some of these guys. I mean, could that be one of the reasons why maybe? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense when you have a player that's got size and speed and can score and still doesn't even get drafted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. The OHL is a pretty big league, though. Mississauga has put out some really good shooters in the past and developed some good guys that can put the puck in the net. And he's just going to be the one of the next ones in that line. And I think if a team like the Flyers or somebody else right now doesn't necessarily sign him as an undrafted free agent, or at least invite him to camp to
Yeah.
see what he's got against some other guys in our system, then I think next season, if they do happen to play at all, which I talked to James this morning actually, uh, and he said he doesn't know anything yet when they're going to go back and start to play. He hasn't heard anything. So
For the
I
OHL.
for the OHL, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if there'll be any more game tape on him, or next season. When the draft comes, it's going to make it that much harder than it was this year. But I think he will definitely, if they get back on the ice, he will definitely use this, you know, momentum that he has now and
Yeah.
drive out of not being selected to put in that many more goals next season. And I think somebody else will definitely snap him up quick, fast, in a hurry,
Yeah. It would be
since they
nice if it
didn't
could
this
be
year.
us. You know what I mean? It would be nice if it could be
That
us.
that would
Yeah.
be nice.
What? So, why do you think we haven't necessarily gone after somebody just yet? Especially with, okay, look, I know we got Oscar Lindblom, okay, and I'm utterly counting. I'm not even, there isn't even a question in my mind as to the fact that I think he's going to be 100% back. I just don't even have a question in my mind about that. Patrick, on the other hand, that's the big question. Okay.
Definitely.
And we all know that Frost is not really able to take that handle just yet. Look, he's being groomed to do that, but he's just not ready to do it just yet. He's going to need some time on the club, but I think he's going to need some more time down on the small league, you know what I mean, to get more groomed. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
Patrick's going to be in, great. However, it would be nice to have somebody like James Hardie who could be somebody that could fill that hole. You know what I mean? I mean, what do you think? Do you think that's why do you think we haven't?
I really don't know. I think the team in itself is definitely stacked at positions of the center position, with the names you mentioned and many more. I think we're stacked at defense for sure, and goaltending as well. But I think scoring wingers, or wingers in general, we're just not that depth that, like, where the rest of the positions we are.
Yeah, I agree.
So bringing in somebody like this would be uh, exactly what we need. I believe you can't have too many goal scorers for sure in the system. And Isaac Radcliffe, for that matter, was a
Yeah.
great goal scorer in juniors, but a bigger guy is going to take a little bit longer to develop.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great point. Yeah, no, that's a great point. You know, and with James Hardy being very, very, I mean, completely undrafted, you know, so he's still very young. So he's he's not necessarily somebody that could come in and be, do you think he's somebody who could come in and be an impact right now? I mean,
I don't think right now. I think there's some other players there. I think we want to get away from that sense of trying to bring somebody and hurry them along. That doesn't always tend to work out so well.
yeah.
But I mean, the guy is more farther along than most people. I think if you look at similarities to Forrester, since he's the guy we selected in the first round, Hardy put up a .56, 0.756 goals per game average to Forrester's .581. So very similar numbers. Game-winning goals, Hardy put up 7 to Forrester's 5.
Right.
Plus minus, Hardy was a +9 to Forrester's -17 on the year. So
Yeah.
there's just some very similar stats
Yeah.
that. that he's right up there with Forster or better than.
Yeah.
And another thing that actually Hardie's mom told me was that these two kids played junior hockey together. They when they were kids, they played together and they were absolutely electric.
Who, him and Forster?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
they know each other for sure and
yeah.
have been absolutely electric out on the ice together. So,
Yeah, see, that was one of see, great segue by the way, because I was just going to say that you did actually get to speak to James, and you did actually do an interview with him, and I know that was something that you were looking very forward to. And what can you tell us about maybe something that he might have said to you that maybe sparked you to say, "Hey, Flyers, you should be calling this guy"? What was there? There's something he had to have said, or something that struck you. What was it that struck you, or something that he said that made you
uh,
think this would be a good guy for the Flyers?
yeah, I think he's just got a good head on his shoulder. He comes from a good family. He he gets it. He knows what it's going to take to get him to where he's got to go or wants to go, and he has all the talent in the world offensively to get him there. You know, and he's working on some of the things that he thinks or his coaches think that he could improve upon, and
Oh, good.
doing it doing it tirelessly. So
That's good.
he's just a really squared away kid with an absolute arsenal of different shots, and they all work for him.
Wow.
And I think that's just something that we lack. We lack a shoot first person on the power
A
play, which
homegrown.
right, which Hardie would take that and run with it because I don't think the kid's ever seen a shot that he doesn't like. So
It seems like we kind of and I like what we did with Tyson Forster. I like that pick. Okay, I thought that was a good pick for us because of that exact mentality right there. That shoot first mentality. He's a little bit more. He's a little creative with the puck. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. He's not afraid to shoot the puck.
right.
The only difference I see with him and Hardie is about 2 inches.
Yeah, definitely about 2 inches, a little bit more weight.
Yeah, like ten or
He's
so
got a
pounds
more
maybe.
yeah, he's got a
Yeah,
little bit more NHL ready body
yeah.
than James.
But
And
same age and maturity's different. You know what I mean? He might still grow more, just like Tyson Forster might do the same. You know.
yeah, yeah. I think Forrester's more ready than people are aware of or would like to think as well. Do I think he would play right now? Obviously, with the season would be starting, no.
No.
But in January, I don't know. Who knows what he's going to be doing in the off season, and if the Flyers could be able to get back on the ice as a team and get into the practice facility, that would be great for Tyson, getting him in the mix there.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's a great point too, because we're looking at the NHL does want to start on the 1st of January, and so that would mean camps would start like a week before Christmas, or no, the week after Thanksgiving, or something stupid like that, right? Because that would give them what is it? Is it like 6 weeks?
Generally, I don't know what they're going to do this season. Generally they would have a rookie camp where they
Yeah,
have all their guys come in and then progress,
yeah. I don't think we're
send
gonna
them
get
back,
that.
send them back to juniors and all that. But it's just a off year for sure, as far as normalcy goes. And I really don't know what they're planning on. If it'll be a shortened, you know,
Yeah,
preseason, and
yeah,
if
definitely
they'll
for
even
sure.
play
Yeah,
preseason games, or I don't know. I
yeah,
really don't know. I don't think the NHL knows right now. So
yeah, exactly. And they do seem to be kind of a in a holding pattern. They did come out and say they did want to come out on the 1st. They also came out and announced that the Winter Classic and also All Star Weekend was going to be postponed as well. Which, look, everybody was just waiting for that shoe to drop because, look, let's face it, if you start January 1st and you want to play 82 games and you want to not be playing hockey in the summer and you want to be giving the cup away in normal January or June time frame, that's 4.75 games a week. That's a game every other day.
Yeah.
There's no practice, there's no rest, there's nothing. There's no bye week. You get none of that. It's straight 82 games. I don't think they're going to be able to do straight 82 games at that pace. That is
I
just ridiculous.
yeah, I highly doubt it as well. I think at some point with the fact that, college football is going on, NFL is going on, uh, baseball seemed to, hit some rocky points, but heck, they're almost finishing up their shortened season. All those leagues are traveling. As I think we should. I think we should get into it and do it as safe as we can. But if something pops up, like it has in the NFL, that players just put on a
Yep.
injured reserve or whatever and sits
Yeah.
out and
Yeah.
until he's cleared. I
Exactly.
think you
Yeah.
I think you just need to get back into it because my thing it just ruins some records for people. Look at Ovechkin and guys like that are so close to breaking, possibly Wayne Gretzky's goal records and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But he's just losing games every day that he could be scoring goals.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
And of course he would have to be running still at a
40.
45, 50
Yeah, I
goal
was just
pace
going to
a
say,
year, but to
it's a pretty
get
tight
there.
clip
But
there.
yeah, but he's just losing games, and that's just unfair,
Yeah,
to
I
those
agree.
guys as well.
I agree. But look, it's unfortunate that, things have happened the way they have. But let me just say this. Kudos to the NHL for doing it right for the bubble. And
They did.
I, I was very, very impressed. Very, very impressed, especially with the way other leagues try to play and start. You know what I mean? And failed miserably. You know what I mean? And look, here's the whole ball of wax. They're going to try to probably phase in the fans because that's what they've been doing right now with the NFL. And they're doing that with college football. They've also been doing that with Formula One racing. Formula One racing is all over the world. So they have been slowly allowing fans in the stands for that too. They've also been allowing fans in the stands for some of the soccer matches and stuff like that too. So things are slowly starting to come back. You know what I mean? And look, here's my thing on this. I don't think this thing is gonna go away. It's just gonna be another thing we're just gonna have to. It's just gonna be like, okay, it's the flu. Okay, it's this. Okay, it's that. It's a cold. It's a this. It's a. Unfortunately, I think it's just gonna be one more thing that we're just gonna have to add to the list. You know what I mean? So you can't run from it. You can't hide from it. All you can do is live with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I really like this kid, James Hardie. And I really think he would be a good pick for the Flyers. And I'm really glad you wrote this article, man, because I thought it was good and I think it hit on the very key point right there that he is just as or on the same level as Tyson Forster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really agree. I just scratching my head over why he wasn't drafted, and talking to him afterwards, and he feels the same way. He doesn't know. He got a lot of calls and everything from a lot of different teams
Mm.
prior to the draft, and he thought he would definitely get drafted, and who knows what happens on draft day, but it just didn't work out for him. But you know, the Flyers have had good luck with signing undrafted free agents. When you look at Felipe Myers and Zumala, those two guys are you know, amazing. And
Yeah.
Myers may possibly even play on the first line this year for the
Yeah.
defense,
Yeah.
being a right-hand shot defenseman after Niskanen retired. So, and Zumala's, in my mind, ready for the NHL now.
I agree.
If they gave him a shot, but I think they want to see him get some time in the AHL before being thrown to the wolves in the NHL.
Which
But
you know what though, that's a great point, Lance, because you know what, it might not be a bad idea for Zumala to spend, you know, maybe the first part of the season, like first 25 games, maybe down in the minors, just to
yeah,
kind of get that. That way he'll play those important minutes down there in the minors, where he won't be playing those important minutes back up on the big club.
right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's a great point, man. Great point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he would have a lot better chance if he was a right-hand shot defenseman right now, but instead of a left. But he's he's right up there. He's on par. He's ready.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. I really like. Look, I've been saying this too. I'm on the same train that you are. I really feel that it's time to bring the youth movement. I don't care if it's one or two players. I don't care if it's Zumala and
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I'm actually working on another piece uh, about that with Justin Braun. That was great. He came back. He came back. He signed for a lot less at 1.8 million. So that's great, but like you said, it's blocking our youth. And I think the only reason he came back was because he was a right-hand shot defenseman. So he's 33 now. He's got a 2-year deal at 1.8 mil, and that'll put him to 35. I think that blocks guys like Zumala and others. But definitely the Gustafson is a head scratcher. Definitely with Niskanen retiring, I thought they were going to go after some of the bigger guys that are right hand shot. And yeah, yes, definitely. Yeah, Gustafson, in my mind, is a Ghost 2.0, and we still haven't got rid of Ghost. He had an excellent season 2 years ago, like Ghost did, where he put up 17 goals and 43 assists for 60 points. But last year only had 6 goals. So that's a big difference. And he was a minus player last year with a -9. So I'm a goaltender lifelong. So I don't like those numbers, especially when you're playing on a team such as Chicago, when is a highly scoring team. They struggled for sure, but they got a lot of goal scorers on that team. Patrick Kane and Taves. Um, and others. They definitely struggled, but yeah, I don't know, but they did. Yeah, yeah. Took. took Marc-Andre Fleury, a multiple cup winning goaltender's spot. He played so well. So that he did. Yeah, but to go along with that, we were looking for a right-hand shot defenseman, and we talked before how the team drafted a left-hand shot defenseman in the second round this year, who's only 5'9", and, and then another signing that we made, which is a depth signing, I think. Phantom's probably guy is Derek Paulette. He's a 26-year-old former first-round pick, but another left-hand shot defenseman. The team already has numerous left-hand shot guys like Shane Gostisboro, Robert Hagg, Sanheim, Moran, Zumala, Millman in there, Cameron York, among others that are farther down in the list. But I just don't get it with some of the guys that were out there that were right-hand shot, like Shannon Kirk and Tyson Berry, and yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. Gostisbehere is getting paid $4.5 million. Currently, he is the second highest paid defenseman behind Provy on the roster, and he doesn't even play. So we went out and signed a player just like him and paid him $3 million. I don't get it. I don't get it at all, Chuck. Definitely. And I think the article that I'm working on, I'm trying to steer it towards maybe some suggestions where we could have went instead of the signings. Obviously, we can't do anything about them now, but just posting maybe some different players who we could have that would have been a better look, that maybe had been a little bit more physical, and brought a little bit more grit to the team that the team lacks for sure. And Yeah, the Islanders finished their checks. It's been proven, and that's kind of why they got by us. In a 7 game series, you keep getting hit over and over and over again. If you guys ever played hockey, you know you're that's a lot of ice baths after the game. After a guy like Matt Martin and Cal Clutterbuck come hitting you in the boards a couple times over. Yeah, yeah, no, a dart bus. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to give away too much. I'm still formulating everything and uh I did. I just got back from Florida, so that was nice. Yeah, that was amazing. Look forward to going back as soon as possible for sure, but ready to get back in and get some more articles pumped out. I was getting some thoughts together while I was down there on the beach and also just rub that in there. Is it? Yeah, cold and raining up here, and it was 85 and sunny down there. So harsh reality coming back here. Sure, all my articles are on flyersnitty-gritty.com. You can also find them on steelflyers.com. My Twitter as well, and that is LNGBASSIST. The number's 39.